Could there be more dark things with the chriswatts case and Nicole Kessinger? Apparently so. We're about to watch Crime Catalyst, another great YouTube channel that I do enjoy watching. She had just dropped not too long ago more dark things with Nicole Kessinger, and of course I'm happy to watch, because what more do we want is Nicole Kessinger to be interrogated, found guilty of pretty much everything that she has done that we at this moment can't prove that it's 100%, because nobody wants to look at it up in the, I want to say nosebleeds, but it's not the nosebleeds, the higher up peoples, the DA, you know what I'm talking about. But until that time, we're going to watch this video right now. So grab a chair, grab some popcorn, get comfortable, because I'm hoping this video completely exposes her and the dark things that she was doing. But also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And then also make sure you guys go over to Crime Catalyst, give her some love by doing the exact same thing. Subscribe, comment, like, and share. And with that being said, let's get into the video. It sounds like the same thing.
Hi. It's me.
Thank you so much, Christopher.
I miss your face.
I wonder how she did this.
I was just calling to say hi.
Christopher.
Call me back. Bye.
So is Chris thinks he's in love, and you know, whatever, he's doing whatever men do, and he's like, I'm in love. This woman was targeting him, conjured together, bound together in order to ritualize his marriage. Sent to Chris to create a
ritual over her menstrual, and then clandestinely feeds it to the man. They have an endless longing to be with them. They miss them terribly, and they can't get away. They can't stop. They can't get away from them.
Witchcraft can be extreme, with a ridiculous amount of herbs that have been specifically created and charged at a certain planetary hour in order to add into a particular food, in order to manifest a particular intention that you will then eat in a ritual circumstance.
Like that weird tea that he drank.
This is a spiritual possession. She puts herself into a state of, I must have
sinister practices. Some have even suggested that she owns a New Age shop where she might have engaged in practices like tarot card reading, crystal healing, and other forms of modern-day Templi Orientis. The OTO is not just another secret society. It has deep roots in dark rituals, arcane knowledge, and a pursuit of power that goes beyond the material world.
More dark things.
We've already talked a lot about the dark things in the Watts case.
If you're looking for trouble.
We've talked about this creepy reminder and the sort of premonition of what Chris Watts had done to his family. American Horror Stories, a TV show with a weird obsession with pregnant women, and every season is based off of real-life serial. We've talked about Nicole Kessinger possibly being a witch. Her love for flowers and crystals and basically all of the witchy things. We've all seen her weird hand movement.
But I've also known that there have been good witches and bad witches, and good parts of crystals and bad parts of crystals, and like
and long spider-like fingers and toes, which again, I'm not making fun of her. It's just very strange to me that people with long fingers and toes are believed to have strong intuition and be more receptive to psychic experiences. And there are many, many other strange and unusual things surrounding Nicole Kessinger. And those are the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Get you some popcorn, some snacks, grab a drink, and get comfortable. And let's just dive right in.
I'm drinking some water.
In the off chance that there's someone watching this video that may not be familiar with this case, here's a quick rundown. Chris and Shanann Watts appeared to be a happy couple. Along with their 2 daughters, Bella and Celeste, they appeared to be living the American dream.
Yep. Is there 1 or 2 babies in my belly? Chris and I are hoping for 1.
But around the same time that Shanann got pregnant with her 3rd child, Chris started having an affair with a co-worker.
Maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
Nicole Kessinger was no ordinary mistress, and she very quickly became a thorn in Chris and Shanann.
I'm looking for something similar, but not exact.
Marriage.
It was just, this man already has a life. Should I go build my own?
Yes.
With somebody who hasn't done that yet.
You should have.
She was able to do what no one thought was possible. Not only did she cause Chris to distance himself from his wife, but she actually caused him to turn against his life as a family man.
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again.
After spending just a few short weeks with Nicole Kessinger, Chris Watts almost magically was transformed into a whole different person. Long gone was the loving, devoted, caring, patient, and supportive husband and father that Shanann had married.
I didn't take control of the situation. It was like the situation controlling me.
The problem was,
That's probably actually the smartest thing I think that man has ever said. And that's saying a lot.
that Nicole Kessinger didn't want kids, and she was really bothered by the fact that Chris had already been married and already had a family of his own.
Children, and he's got his own kids, and that makes you kind of uncomfortable because you'd like to have your own family. Put that in context for me. Is that a fair statement the way I'm saying it?
I mean, I guess. That was never anything I said to him, though.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Did you ever say anything to him about
Never.
Anything about his kids being a problem? Anything about his wife being a problem?
Never.
Oh yeah, and she's also one of the biggest liars that we've ever seen. Chris Watts was very aware of the thing.
We've seen it through every single interview that woman has done. None of it matches. And if it does match, it's completely altered to the point it is a lie. And she doesn't even know, she can't keep up with her lies that she's telling. So all she sits there and says is, I don't remember, or I can't remember, or, oh, I got a headache. Or like, that's all she does.
Things that Nicole Kessinger was concerned with involving their relationship.
I always try to be so inclusive with them. And even with her, when I was talking to her, it wasn't that his kids were an issue.
For some unknown reason, Chris Watts had this intense, uncontrollable desire to make Nicole happy.
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
It was insane quickly. Like, I didn't, like, she even told me, like, she would never, in like a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house, like, more than like once or twice a week, but she...
After committing his crimes, and still to this day, Chris Watts...
She had Jim over there quite a bit.
...has no clear answer as to why he did what he did, except to say that he thought it would be easier to be with Nicole.
Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
Once, like, I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like, after everything, then I just wish that all that would just go away. I just wish I almost like I know it's hard to.
I wouldn't. What did it say?
Home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
Once, like, I had no idea what was gonna happen. Like, after everything, then I just wish that all that would just go away.
I wouldn't stop myself from what I knew would occur the next morning.
I wish I almost like I know it's hard to. I know it's wrong to say. I wish I'd never met somebody. But I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some criminal minds type.
Like, well thought out.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing.
See, he even says it right there. He's talking about Criminal Minds, the TV show about murder and stuff like that. CSI, we've heard him say. Or he made that joke with Tammy. I don't know how you get rid of somebody. Or you could do this, you could do that. And then he chuckled about it.
The facts of what happened in this case are truly horrific.
Just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
But what I think people find just as disturbing is the lack of understanding and the notion of something dark and unnatural. A sense of darkness that deviates from the normal or natural order. Something unusual and murky. secretive, and mystifying.
Let's get into
Many
it.
believe that something was Nicole Kessinger.
I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
Why do dark things seem to surround her? Everything about her, everything she shared with Chris Watts, has some sort of symbolism
Because she consumes it.
or ideas based in mystery and secrecy. Why was she talking to Chris Watts about all these mysterious things, like the crystals, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and the volcanoes? I have a theory that I'll share a little later in this video.
Ooh, I want to hear that.
Let's talk about her name. Nicole Lee Kessinger. The name Lee...
Or Nico Lee Watts.
Lee, spelt L-E-E, is considered a gender-neutral name, but it is typically used more for boys. The alternate spell...
Which again, Nico, my goodness, would have had Lee in his middle name.
Would be L-E-I-G-H for a girl name. So this is a little bit unique. The name Lee has a spiritual meaning that embraces nature. And it's a little weird that this name is shared by so many people in this case. Christopher Lee Watts, and I believe Chris's dad's name was Ronnie Lee Watts. And Chris and Shanann were planning to name their little baby boy Nico Lee Watts.
Which together, Nicole, I see the resemblance. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but...
And this is just an example that points to the fact that Nicole Kessinger had a deep connection to the natural world. The name Lee holds profound spiritual significance. It symbolizes a deep connection to nature and its cycle of growth and renewal. The name embodies the essence of fertility, reflecting the rhythms of nature. Additionally, it suggests that those bearing the name are watched over and guided by higher powers. The name Lee encourages a harmonious relationship with nature, emphasizing the importance of living in balance with the environment. This connection to nature,
which she loved to go into nature. She loved camping, which they had a camping trip. Who knows what they did out there?
Fosters a sense of grounding and stability, essential for personal and spiritual well-being. It kind of sounds like the code that witches live by.
If you're out there, just come back. Like, if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete.
There are so many strange and dark things surrounding this case. This family lived in an area called Eerie, Colorado. And if you followed this case, then you know that there are quite a few eerie details in their story. Both Chris and his mistress Nicole worked for a company called Anadarko that happened to produce 666,000 barrels of oil daily, and you can see the number 666 in the coordinates of the oil containers that Chris Watts put his $2
Oh my gosh. The devil's number is the 666.
That we saw in the body cam footage is called the Playground by the Riggs. This show is called American Horror Story, which seemed to have this weird obsession with pregnant women with really sadistic storylines.
Sick.
What's even creepier is that every season of this show is based on real-life serial.
Weird.
But I want to tell you guys, the very first thing that I ever saw that made me start to question whether Nicole Kessinger really was into some voodoo black magic. It was this particular picture with her holding a crystal up in front of this particular place.
What is that place?
Nicole Kessinger would visit a place that's said to be magical. A place that left behind more questions than answers. Secret, ancient ruins. In fact, if you ever happen to visit this place, there's a good chance that you may not even get to see the view because...
So this is where she went.
It is often hidden in the clouds.
The stone city of Machu Picchu is one of the most
The Stone City?
fascinating archaeological sites on the planet. Located northwest of Cusco, Peru, Machu Picchu is a testament to the power and ingenuity of the Inca people. Machu Picchu, located at the center of this once expansive empire, is one of the few well-preserved remnants of the Inca civilization. Built around the mid-15th century, Machu Picchu is a stunning example of the Incas' engineering feats. The Inca constructed Machu Picchu's palaces, temples, terraces, and infrastructure using stone, and without the help of wheels or tools made of steel or iron. The stones of Machu Picchu were cut so precisely that they snugly fit together. The site's geographic layout may be significant in another way. Many of both the man-made and natural structures appear to align with astronomical events. But in the early 16th century, only about 100 years after it was built, Machu Picchu was abandoned. And since the Inca had no written language, no records exist to explain the exact purpose of the site.
Just what it looks like.
And today, visitors from around the world come to pay homage to this piece of history.
Okay, so some come to visit to pay
See, I'm learning stuff right now.
homage or to pay their respects, but do they normally bring their crystals with them? Nicole appears to be charging her crystal in order to absorb and store energy. This would allow her crystal to operate at its fullest potential because the energy held within the crystal can be depleted or negatively influenced over time. Charging is believed to
She even says that she keeps crystals in her bag.
restore this energy, making it more powerful and effective for its intended use. There's an idea that the ancient ruins hold a residual power that can be harnessed to charge crystals. That might involve placing the crystal on a designated altar.
Well, it's not like you're putting your phone on a wireless charger like, oh yeah, it's charging. Like,
activating a specific mechanism, or completing a ritual within the ruins. Practitioners or witches associate ancient ruins with powerful energies. They might visit such sites to meditate or connect with the energies they believe are present, charging their crystals in the process. Some believe the site's location and orientation of its structures were influenced by the nearby holy mountains. The Incas believed that their gods could communicate with them and directly influence their lives. They believed in honoring ancestors, who they thought had a special connection with the gods and could help guide their destiny.
Nicole chanted to her godmother, her grandmother, allegedly.
The Incas, who lived in this mysterious place that Nicole Kessinger visited, had a lot of strange
I'm getting more chills than I am anything.
practices and ceremonies. They believed in objects having magical powers and worshipped nature.
Oh!
A fire was kindled and corn was thrown on the coals and toasted. A priest would say, "Eat this, Lord's son, so that you will know that we are your children."
Excuse me.
Llamas were sacrificed. Pieces of their flesh were thrown onto the fire, and the bones were powdered for ritual use. This was
Gross.
done at every important occasion. And
Leave the llamas alone.
animals like llamas and guinea pigs, certain foods, coca leaves, chicha, and sometimes, in extreme need, humans were sacrificed. It was important for the women and children to be pure without blemish, and they fed the children beforehand so they wouldn't enter the presence of God hungry and crying. Nicole sending Chris this photo and knowing that she had recently been to this mysterious place makes me question her purpose in going there. Did she charge her crystal that she carried around with her everywhere she went? Did she do any rituals?
Can anybody tell me what kind of crystal that is? Somebody told me that it's an eye crystal. I don't know what that means, but...
Connect with her ancestors? Did she collect items like dirt, rocks, or water to use in a spell?
I love rocks.
Interestingly enough, Machu Picchu being located in the mountains and in the Amazon jungle provided access to rare and valuable items, including coca leaves and other hallucinogenic plants. These resources can be used in ritual spells.
Which she made a weird tea for Chris. He said that she didn't drink it, but he gave it to him, or she gave it to him. She did some weird stuff in the basement with some friends. Why are we not asking these questions to Nicole? Did this happen? What did you do? Thought implant. Do you wish to embed a specific, the ultimate mind control spell, make them do anything you want? I just want the dishes done. Sunday, August 12th.
Just a few hours before the murder, Nicole Kessinger was filling Chris's head with a lot of information about all these mysterious places. At 3:56 p.m. on Sunday, Chris Watts Googled the Paracutan volcano. This volcano grew unnaturally fast from a farmer's field in Mexico. The lightning generated from the volcanic rock 3 people. This is the only volcano in history to be witnessed and studied from its birth. A local man stated, "When night began to fall, we heard noises like the surge of the sea, and red flames of fire rose into the dark sky. A rain like fireworks fell to the ground." Chris Watts became like a fiery volcano, secretly raging with bitterness, resentment, fuming with anger. The heat kept building inside like magma building up beneath the Earth's surface. Increasing pressure came from multiple directions. The hatred for his wife, coming from his side of the family, combined with the incredible influence and coercion of his badgering mistress, became a source of energy, like a volatile chemical, flammable material, or pressurized gas. How long could this raging energy keep accumulating and held steady
till it was unleashed?
Confined space. Kessinger was stirring the pot of combustible dust. Each flammable, fine particle created a highly explosive mixture. All that was needed was that final trigger to activate a spark to ignite. When detonated, the energy is released in a rapid chemical reaction, producing a shock wave, causing a violent and explosive eruption. Rage that he had never felt before. Anger that he never knew existed inside him.
He was just a normal guy.
Could have anyone in front of him that morning and felt justified in doing it.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. I was shaking.
I couldn't control myself.
I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time.
Now listen to this. Aside from the fact that Chris Watts erupted like a raging active volcano, you'll never guess the harmful effects of volcanic eruption to people. Inhaling the fumes and gases can cause suffocation and suffocate. And you guys already know that that's the exact cause of Shanann, Bella, and Cece passing away.
Feel like you're in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. Like why can't I just let go? Didn't. No, I didn't.
Because he wanted it.
Feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, it's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go. It felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep not letting go.
He thought that was going to save him.
That makes sense here. The only hands that he could be speaking of would be those of Nicole Kessinger.
Like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep not letting go.
He knew what letting go meant. Letting go meant that he would never be able to be with Nicole Kessinger.
That's why he held them on.
Little finger. He was like her little lap dog. He said it was like she had a leash on him and she tugged him away.
Mary, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow and the next day and next year and the year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet and I'm going to see the world. Hey, that's pretty good. What'd you wish, Mary?
If I told you, it might not come true.
What is it you want, Mary? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Buffalo Bill, can't you come out tonight?
The Dead Sea Scrolls. Weird. The scrolls were hidden in caves. Oh, gross.
You silly goose. You can't buy me the Dead Sea Scrolls. Flowers is enough. I don't need expensive stuff.
He's sending you cards.
Flowers.
He's telling you he loves you. He sends you flowers. Does he buy you any other gifts?
Nope. I wouldn't have wanted them anyways. It's flowers is enough. You can't. I don't need expensive stuff.
Okay.
What about the necklace that she wore around her neck?
And this is a reoccurring theme in this case. The word hidden, mysterious, and even cursed. Unfortunate timing and bad coincidences. It's just completely insane that this stuff keeps popping up. The scrolls are some of the oldest, most important writing in the world. The largest manuscripts related to the Bible and Jesus of Nazareth. But chriswatts said that she didn't believe in God, so I was a little confused as to why she would even be interested in something like this until I read that the Dead Sea Scrolls actually contain magical text. These texts included incantations, exorcisms, and practices used to predict the future. Texts that were used for protective spells, safeguarding individuals from harmful supernatural forces, protection against warding off demonic influences.
That's so creepy.
To expel and malevolent spirits. To be honest, it's more likely that those are the things that piqued Nicole's interest in the Dead Sea Scrolls. I'm thinking that if she was practicing black magic, by the way, there's no difference in black, dark, or light magic. Magic is magic. What makes it black or dark is the person's intentions. So if she had really bad intentions and she was practicing magic, she likely knew that she would need protection. It kind of makes you wonder whether she may have been using any of the incantations or rituals that were talked about in the Dead Sea Scrolls. The ethics of witchery are highly debated. The problem with ethics is that everyone has their own guidelines. Not everyone behaves responsibly with their magic. And based on what we know about Nicole,
Or abide by the laws?
I don't know that she had the best code of ethics.
I don't even know if they were like filing for divorce. I don't know if they were putting the house up. I don't even know.
Many believe Nicole Kessinger was a sly, devious, crooked-handed little witch who was very selfish and impatient and wanted what she wanted when she wanted it. So she cooked up a few spells, made Chris a few drinks to ensure that she got exactly what she wanted.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch this. Watch.
Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
Look at her hands.
The children's name?
Yes, it's Bella and Celeste.
Why would she have any reason to do that with her hands when she said Shanann? She's the other woman.
Okay. She went by, they called her Cece. So you're pretty serious. Did he ever? Did you
So
ever
did
tell him
you.
the same?
A couple times. He was like trying to patch things up with his wife, and he told me he loved me, and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even.
She's probably like, "Oh, you love me. Oh, I love you too." It's what probably what she did.
Don't say those words to me, and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that. It's almost disrespectful words. Like, please don't. If we get to that point where it is you and me, like, yes, you can say.
She is the other woman.
Was a giant C word. Not that one, the other C word. She's a Cancer. You know.
Oh,
zodiac
that one.
sign. They are sensitive and
Hey.
intuitive. They love
I'm a Cancer.
love,
Very emotional.
and they love to be loved. They are a water sign ruled by the moon, which means the moon can affect their moods, causing them to be emotional, sensitive, and sentimental. There's some
Wow, I didn't know this about myself. Funny, I like water. I love water. Ruling planet of Cancer. Cancer polarity, negative. Most compatible with Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, or Virgos. Interesting.
Sometimes called a moon child, they are drawn to people and absorb energy from people. According to the charts, this wild child would be compatible with a Taurus, who have qualities such as stability. They're very practical and patient. They can provide stability where Cancers are lacking. Chriswatts was also compatible with his wife Shanann. Capricorns are known for being ambitious, disciplined, hardworking, perfectionist, loyal, and honest. They can sometimes come off as bossy only because they are persistent and determined to succeed. Capricorns are actually the exact opposite of Cancers. And despite the fact that they were actually a good fit, Nicole convinced Chris that he was not compatible with his wife anymore.
And so, did you just want to once and for all get it out in the open?
I just wanted to just tell her how I was feeling at that point in time. Like, I didn't feel like me and her were compatible anymore. Honestly, I didn't feel like that because what was going on with Nikki, it was new. It was new.
Right, absolutely.
Anything that's new always feels better than the old.
Yes.
You were probably bitten by the love bug.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was just like.
Not necessarily, because I can tell you I'd rather be in a 1973 Ford Mustang than a Mustang of today's time frame. Because one, they're electric, but two, I like the way the old ones look and feel and sound.
Like, I never felt that. I mean, even like with new relationships in the past, like it always felt different. Like, the first couple of weeks, and then
I think what you say about the finances directly at his wife. Do you think that goes to the children as well? Because she took. Did she treat them like that, like they were gold and they got everything as well that you know of? Or do you think there's a separate issue for why he may have done what he did to his children other than financial?
That part I don't have an answer for. I can't fucking explain that. I don't even think there is an answer. I don't
There is an answer. It's probably you, but we can't prove it because no one will talk to you.
even think there's any sort of like computing up here that could possibly give a rational explanation for why that would have happened. I mean, the only thing that I've honestly thought of when I play the scenario over in my head is that maybe they woke up and saw him doing in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. I don't know. I'm like, why? Because they were like...
The way she says that.
Like, little lifeline, you know, he that was everything to him, you know, and I get, like, those two have problems.
But he had a great relationship, but from what you're accounting is...
With his kids?
He loved his children.
Yeah, like, that part, oh my God, that's the worst part of this whole mess. The worst part of this whole mess.
We won't dwell on it. We don't have to dwell on it. Let me ask you...
So no, I don't have an explanation. That's the only thing I can plausibly think of is maybe they saw it, but other than that, I don't know what the fuck.
I was shaking. I didn't know what happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done.
So what happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Oh, why?
Did she hear something? Is that what she did?
Obviously, I think.
Okay.
This must be from the movie.
What did you tell me?
So sick.
She walked in as...
Disgusts me.
She was sleeping.
Maybe they woke up and saw him doing in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. That's the only thing I can plausibly think of is maybe they saw it.
Children are often perceived as more psychic or intuitive than adults
They
due
can
to
see
their
things.
undeveloped skepticism, heightened imagination, and a more open, unfiltered connection to their intuition and senses. Children have the potential to exhibit intuitive or seemingly supernatural abilities like sensing others' emotions, knowing things without being told, having vivid dreams that seem prophetic, and even seeing or communicating with spirits. This is often attributed to the heightened imagination and openness of the world around them. They sometimes feel strong emotions from others, know what someone is thinking before they say it, have dreams that later come true, or sense a presence in the
I had a dream about winning the lottery, and yeah, I'm still waiting for that one to happen.
room, even when there's no one there.
Look at that. That's cool. It's cake? That's yummy cake. What flavor is it?
Investigators interviewed the Lindstroms, who had invited Chris, Bella, and Cece to a birthday party on Sunday. The officer is speaking with the adults when one of the children suddenly says something.
Oh, yeah.
She said, just send me like the email invitation,
I
and
have to check my ribs and that. Yeah, no, sure.
I won't be here, but Chris will bring the girl.
I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
What's your guys' theory?
I just picture them sitting in a
Picturing them in a hole. Is that the hole of the oil batteries? A hole in the ground?
hole. I just picture them sitting in a hole.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I believe that Bella and Cece were very much strongly intuitive. It was said that they
I would say they stayed away from their father.
acted afraid of their father in the last few days of their life, almost like they could sense the evil in him. Poor little Bella even expressed her feelings to the babysitter on Saturday night about how she was afraid that her baby sister would
And that's why we do this.
And
It's for them.
this is one of Shanann's last posts on her Facebook page. Shanann replied with, "I don't know what to think about this." The DA actually used this picture to try to show premeditation, but then it later came out that no, the girls had actually done this.
There's no way. The girls did not do that.
Oh, what, when I deleted those? I was just kind of grossed out by him, to be honest with you. I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now, but you just lied to me. I don't want to see this come over my phone anymore. So I removed it. I deleted all of his stuff.
There's
because he
actually a lot revealed in Chris and Nikki's text and Google searches.
There's truth in the lies.
Chris Watts Googled dioptase. I hope I'm saying that right.
Dioptase.
Dioptase. Anyway, it's a mineral used for forgiveness. It's used by people who have some emotional baggage that's heavier than their favorite crystal collection. This gem is a master at clearing out negative energy and replacing it with love and light. Just holding it can help soothe those emotional wounds and bring a sense of peace. It's like having a therapist, but way cheaper. It's used to treat anxiety, addiction, and manage anger. And Chris Googled this right after he and Nikki had that fight at his house.
Like, when she realized that, okay, like, she's the other person in the relationship, that, you know, I always put my wife first over her, and that's what kind of made her take a step back a few times, and then, like, I had to kind of, like, calm her down.
Why?
That's just an act.
I swear it almost seems like Nikki would talk to Chris about rocks and minerals and witchcraft, and then he would later Google and read about the information she was feeding him. Is it possible that he knew she was practicing witchcraft? The more I learn, the harder it is for me to believe that
Or practicing spiritual awakening is what she probably called it to him.
Chris had
He's like, oh, okay.
of the things that Nikki was allegedly doing. Maybe he didn't fully understand it, and maybe he didn't take it very seriously. But I believe when he said Nikki had some friends that were into some dark things, he may have been referring to witchcraft.
He did say dark things that they were doing in the basement. They were wearing shawls. Or how
Now we got to talk about the places that Nicole Kessinger took Chris Watts to. One of the things that makes the Zapata Falls unique is that it is a waterfall in the desert. And guess what it's referred to as? You'll never guess.
Devil's Mountain.
Hidden Colorado Gem. This is where Chris and Nikki camped, and where Chris claimed to hear Nikki chanting while holding up a crystal. Waterfalls, springs, rivers, oceans are all sources of natural energy. Some believe that certain bodies of water have unique energy signatures or properties that can be tapped into for healing or spiritual purposes. Some practitioners specialize in water magic, known as water witchcraft. Water can be infused with specific intentions or energies through rituals and practices. This includes charging water with herbs, crystals, or prayers to create magical waters for various purposes such as healing, protection, and enhancing spells. In essence, water is seen as a powerful element in witchcraft and various spiritual traditions, capable of absorbing, channeling, and amplifying energy. Its use in cleansing and other practices reflects its significance in the realm of magic and spirituality.
So creepy. The Great Sand Dunes. I know that. Apparently that's the same sand dunes that apparently the Gabby and Brian Laundrie were at. But I don't know if that's been confirmed, but
Great Sand Dunes National Park and Preserve is a wilderness of dramatic contrasts and extremes.
It's like a lot of sand.
Where massive dunes meet alpine mountains. It is a place to connect with the natural world. While hiking the enormous dunes, a transformation takes place as the sun sets. Thousands of stars appear in one of the darkest skies in the U.S. A starlit night brings opportunities for wonder, for exploration, and for reflection.
Now remember, this is the trip that Chris said was a turning point in their relationship, where he reflected on how different his life would be with Nicole Kessinger.
This is getting creepy, scary.
Places to marvel at the beauty of the night sky. Since ancient times, humans have created stories about the stars and constellations. Great Sand Dunes is part of the traditional homeland of diverse indigenous peoples. Different constellations are visible in each season. Planets can be seen with the naked eye. In late summer and fall, on a dark moonless night, the Milky Way, our home galaxy, sweeps across the sky. Even in the darkest skies, aircraft and satellites cannot go unseen. The phases of the moon affect the visibility of the stars and planets as it brightens the sky. A full moon illuminates the dunes, creating otherworldly vistas to explore at night. While listening for the sounds of nocturnal wildlife.
I'm getting a little creeped out. I don't know about you.
The beauty of the pure night sky at Great Sand Dunes is a treasure to protect and preserve. A treasure that connects us to the cosmos beyond our world.
The sand dunes were formed by the right combination of wind, water, and sediments. It is a beautiful place, but what you may not know is that intense volcanic and tectonic activity played a huge part in the formation of the sand dunes.
Oh, really?
You
Now.
probably have not heard that the Great Sand Dunes National Park is said to be a hotbed of paranormal activity.
I have heard that.
Some claim there have been 54 UFO sightings since a UFO watchtower was built there in the year 2000. Some psychics claim the area has 2 large vortexes, which are portals to a parallel universe. It is said that the area is now a shrine of offerings to the beings who live here and visit our world from time to time.
I'm so in the Twilight Zone right now.
There are all kinds of astronomical events and strange weather happening in August of 2018. The witches' control over weather foreshadows their influence over events. Historically, witches have been accused of causing rain, thunderstorms, and even hailstorms.
Yep. Are you scared, Dieter? Are you scared? He doesn't like thunder. Or hail, obviously.
Or chriswatts. That sounds loud.
I was about this last night. Man, the girls were scared to death. Cece held her ears all night long. All night, and it stopped when we left her room. We stayed in her room until it stopped. And then she didn't let her ears go because she was still scared of the sounds. We need the moisture, you guys, but it needs to stop because I got a doctor appointment in 2 hours. So it's gonna hurry up and stop because I need to go see if there's 1 or 2 babies in there. I'm really hoping there's just 1. So.
Pictures Chris sent Shanann showing he was chasing toward. Oh.
Kessinger had lots of powerful energy to work with. There was a new moon, an eclipse, an earthquake, and a dust storm. There are references to weather magic as early as ancient Greece, like in this quote, "And you'll stop the force of the timeless winds that chase over the earth and destroy the fields with their gust and blast. And then again, if you so wish, you'll stir up winds as requital. Out of a black rainstorm, you'll create a timely drought for men. And out of a summer drought, you'll create tree-nurturing floods that will stream through the ether, and you will fetch back from Hades the life force of a man who has died." Witches were said to bring rain by casting flint stones behind their backs towards the west, or flinging a little sand into the air, or striking a river with a broom and sprinkling the water towards heaven. Stories in Appalachia tell of those gifted with the talent of whistling up a wind. In August 2018, the moon went through a variety of phases, including a new moon, first quarter, and full moon. The full moon.
So the 13th would have been the waxing crescent moon, or the night of it was the new moon.
In August was called the sturgeon moon. This is a time when people will charge their crystals because the moon's energy intensifies and so does ours. It is a time to seek guidance and deeper insights so that desires become clearer. The full moon symbolizes release and renewal. It's a time to release negative thoughts, emotions, or limiting beliefs. It's a time to release old wounds and obstacles. It is a time for spiritual renewal, for growth and enlightenment.
A time for rituals and spells.
In ancient times, people used rituals to harness the moon's energy. The spiritual meaning of a new moon includes new beginnings, fresh starts, and transformation. It's a time to reflect and set intentions. All of the things that were happening in the month of August have deep spiritual meaning. Eclipses can represent transformation, renewal, and the cycle of life. It can be a time of reflection and catalyzing change. It can reveal emotional tides and subconscious patterns. It can bring to the surface issues that have been simmering.
Whoa!
Earthquakes are seen as a manifestation of a higher power's might, often interpreted as a message of warning or judgment. The shaking motion of an earthquake can symbolize the need for personal transformation or a shift in one's life path. An earthquake can represent a feeling of insecurity or instability in one's life, prompting a need to re-evaluate foundations and beliefs. In some interpretations, an earthquake can be a catalyst for spiritual awakening, prompting individuals to confront deep-seated issues or hidden truths. Shanann Watts was experiencing a dust storm while she was trying to get back home to Colorado. Listen to this. The swirling dust can represent the uncovering of hidden truths or repressed emotions, forcing one to confront issues they might have been avoiding. Similar to a cleansing storm, a dust storm can symbolize a period of upheaval. The obscuring nature of a dust storm can represent feeling lost or confused, unable to see the brighter picture due to distractions or overwhelming circumstances.
I have sympathy for Shanann Watts, for what she had to endure. I want to know her theory.
And it might just be me, but I found what the Farmer's Almanac said on August 13th, 2018 to be quite disturbing. First, there was the mention of planting majestic sunflowers, which we know who loved sunflowers. Magic beans and singing harps and ordinate birds with eggs of gold. Good, clean fun. Given optimal growing conditions, plenty of sun and space, the sunflower can grow up to 13 feet tall in as few as 6 months. Following the new sturgeon moon on August 11th, the annual show will peak on the night of Sunday, August 12th, until the wee hours of Monday, August 13th. A thin crescent moon should make for excellent viewing conditions. Cozy up with the crickets, believe in magic, breathe in the intoxicating perfume of this summer night. The dog days are still here. The hottest days of summer coincide with the rise of Sirius.
And yet Nicole was wearing long-sleeved clothing.
The dog star, beginning July 3rd and ending August 11th. Lose yourself in a tangle of wild berries. Stake the vines. Allow yourself to enjoy it. I almost wish we were butterflies and lived but 3 summer days. 3 such days with you. I could feel with more delight than 50 common years could ever contain. I don't know. Like I said, maybe it's just me, but the verbiage that was used, the number 13, the dates, the referencing of the butterflies that lived 3 days, it's just very strange to me. And that's
it is
all,
too
guys.
creepy.
At least for now, I keep researching and finding more and more stuff, and this video is getting so long.
I want to know her theory. Do we not know her theory? Thank you, subscribers who sent me Christmas money. Aw, that was so sweet of things. Aw, send her more love. Go give her some love. Go do it.
I don't know. They'll try to call me. I heard. Did they find those little girls yet? And they thought, or they knew where they were at. You don't know yet, because you've been in here with me.
Right.
Oh my god.
I found the whole thing.
Even that right there, what she was doing right there, it screams I was involved. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but definitely please let me know if you guys know more. Again, I can't say that I believe in the whole astrological signs and stuff like that. I mean, it's creepy coincidence, but is it a coincidence? I don't know. The people that do have the crystals or the good witchery stuff, please let me know your thoughts. I would surely love to pick your guys' brains and see what more. I mean, does this help us in any shape or form in the DA using this? No, because the DA that is in there right now, DA Rourke, doesn't care to open this up. He has no want or drive to bring this up. So hopefully myself and the 100, if not thousands of other YouTube channels that do the videos on the Chris Watts case, hopefully one day when somebody actually does give a rat's butt about this, we'll do something about this individual, Miss Nicole Kessinger. Again, put all your comments, your theories, your opinions all down below. Don't forget to subscribe on both channels, mine and Crime Catalyst. Go give her some love. You know the deal. Share with your friends and so forth. We will see you guys in the next video. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.